Well, welcome back to our discussion about rational expressions. Here we go. We're going to talk about dividing rational expressions. So let's remember, what did we do back in grade school when we had a couple of fractions that we needed to divide? Something like this. 2/3 divided by 3/4. Do you remember what we did there? I think you might remember that quickie, what was it, a mnemonic device? Keep, change, flip. Okay, so it's a little simplified, but we keep the first fraction, we change the operation here and make it multiplication, and we then change that 3/4 to its reciprocal. Okay, so flip it upside down. So 2/3 divided by 3/4, well, that's the same as 2/3 times 4/3. Okay, so that's the same as 2/3 multiplied by 4/3. All right, and then we would just go ahead and multiply that 2 times 4 and that 3 times 3, and we would end up with 8/9. Ooh, we're running out of space there, so 8/9. Because there's no common factors that we can get rid of. All right, we're going to do the same thing here with dividing rational expressions. So the quotient of two rational expressions is the product of the first expression, keep, and the reciprocal. We already did the change because we made it a product of the second expression. So this part is the flip. So keep, change, flip. Okay, so what that means is you already know how to do division. All we really need to do is take this second rational expression and flip it over and then change this to multiplication. So let's do that, and then we'll do the whole thing. All right, so let's go ahead and keep this first thing. So we're just going to rewrite it: x squared minus 2x plus 1 divided by x cubed plus x. And we're going to multiply that by the reciprocal here. So we got 3x squared plus 3 divided by x squared plus x minus 2. All right, so now we're ready to rock and roll because we have changed this into what we need in order to find the quotient. Okay, so what did we do first with the product? I think we had to factor everything, right? So we had to factor all the numerators and then also factor all the denominators. Okay, so let's factor this first thing. What multiplies to make 1 that adds to make -2? So multiplies to make 1 is just 1 and 1, or -1 and -1. So we've got, this is going to end up being x minus 1 times x minus 1, right? Now over here, looking for a GCF. So we can take that and make that 3 times x squared plus 1. Okay. How about down here? GCF? Ooh, what's the GCF there? X times, x squared plus 1. And then here we're looking for factors of -2 that add to make +1. And I think we're going to end up with x plus 2 times x minus 1 there. Okay, so now let's write all those in a great big rational expression. All right, so we have what? X minus 1 times x minus 1 times 3 times x squared plus 1, and that's all going to be divided by x times x squared plus 1 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. All right, so now do you remember what we did next? We've found all the factors. What do we do next? we want to clean it up a little. So simplify by looking for common factors in the numerator and the denominator. So let's go. Can we find an x minus 1? I think we can. Do you see this x minus 1 cancels with this x minus 1? Oh, but is there another x minus 1? No. How about a 3? Do you see a 3 down here? No. But I do see an x squared plus 1. Do you see that? This x squared plus 1 and this x squared plus 1. That works just great. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and multiply out the numerator and multiply out the denominator, and then I'll be finished. So I've got 3 times x minus 1, so that's 3x minus 3 divided by, and in the denominator, I'm going to multiply this x times this x plus 2. So I would have x squared plus 2x, and that will be our final result when we're looking at the quotient of these two rational expressions. All right, so what was it? Keep the first rational expression, change it to multiplication, make it a product, and then find the reciprocal of the second rational expression. So then multiply. And what do we do to multiply? Well, first thing, factor everything. Second thing, find any common factors and divide them out. And third thing, simplify the resulting product. All right, next time we're going to addition and subtraction. I'll see you then.